Uh, Hello. Yeah, it's green, Johnny, because he repainted it blue, right? So now all the algae shows. No, I'm just waiting. Like I think that movie was called I think it was called Idiocracy, and there's this guy that becomes president and he's a complete and utter freaking clown, and just the whole freaking country is in shambles and the White House is in shambles, and there's people jet skiing in the reflection pool, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for that. I at this point that's I'm waiting for that to happen.
Art imitates life.
I mean,
So, breaking news: Eric Trump apparently was messaging Daniel Cormier, one of the MMA fighters, trying to get inside scoop on if any of the fights at the White House are rigged so that he could try and illegally make money off them. Of course. I hate pace, blatant.
Oh, Lord.
I can't. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that video, Johnny.
I don't need to see.
Oh, I'm going to show it to the. I'm going to show it to the class. I'm going to show it to the class. And then, have you seen Pete Hegseth trying to work out? Everybody's like, he did 41 reps. I'm like, no, he did not. His elbows weren't fully extended.
With his push-ups?
No, he was pressing, doing bench presses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
I didn't see it, but I've seen him trending because of his workout techniques.
And then he was trying to do bicep curls, and he was struggling. And I was trying to see what size they were, and they looked like 20s, maybe 25s. There were no ways those were 30 pounds. And I was just like, dear God. And mind you, I am way out of shape. I'm not like back when I used to.
But you know about this field.
I know, because I did it for years and years and years and years, and I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, this guy is struggling to curl 25s. Like, look, I'm gonna shrink you for a second and I'm gonna show you this. Everybody in the chat, if you are easily grossed out, you might want to cover your eyes or bounce out for a second. You've been warned. So this is one of the fighters. See how he's walking? That just came out of his mouth. He threw up on himself. Can you say this guy had a bender without? And then he starts talking and you can't understand what he's saying. I have it muted because there's music playing in the background and I don't want to get copyrighted, but
he looks like he's walking like he's taking a sobriety test.
Yeah. And then it says, maybe I was drinking last night. But he's just, dude.
Greta Thunberg tweeted that she'll give Trump a can of alphabet soup for his birthday. The sentences you poop out will be more coherent than anything you have ever said.
Yeah, I mean,
for his hillbilly parade that he's about to have.
I just, like when we read on this a couple of weeks ago, if I remember correctly, it was the ship, the Sight the Clouds, and I don't know, I thought it was going to be canceled. And then the clouds, I was like, bad weather. Well, they're saying winds 30 miles per hour or whatever, thunderstorms and tornado watches, but I haven't seen anything that says that it's been canceled. So, and then they said the bugs were going to be really, really bad because of the rain.
They are.
And I'm like,
they'll tough it out.
So, what an embarrassment, huh?
It is.
What an embarrassment. And so they're going to be streaming the fight on Peacock, but you have to pay to watch it. So it's not, it's just, dude,
And here's a little bitty thing about that too. So back in the day, I remember, I think it was a Mike Tyson fight. I forget who he was fighting though. And the fight went like 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. It was very short because he knocked the guy out real fast. And then everybody was peeved because they spent all this money and bought all these plane tickets and hotel reservations to come see the big fight, and then he knocked the guy out real fast. Well, since then, that's been discouraged, especially if you're going to put it on a streaming platform. Mike Tyson had a fight with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, one of them Paul boys, and it went like 6 rounds, and then the Jake Paul won by decision. And Mike Tyson got a very large payoff from that fight, and there's nothing in my mind that says that fight would have went that far had it not been encouraged to go that far. Mike Tyson could have knocked him out easily. He's not a very good fighter, the other little boy, and Mike Tyson is still can do it. So these in particular fights are not going to last a round or two. They're probably going to go at least 4, 5, or 6. Now, I don't know if Homeboy with the hangover is going to last that long, but they're encouraged to go on for at least 4, 5, or 6 rounds because people spent a lot of money and they did a whole scaffolding and building and all that garbage. So it's not a real contest. It's a show, if you ask me. Yeah. So don't go betting on it and watching it in earnest. It's I don't know if it's predetermined, but that's kind of what I'm hitting at.
I think it's pretty safe to say that I don't think anybody in our audience is into that sort of stuff. I used to watch UFC way back in the day when it was Anderson the Spider Silva and GSP, and the guy with the big head that married a porn star, like. And Forrest Gump and all that, but I haven't watched it in decades, especially after Matt was watching that one where the guy was standing and he got kicked right below the knee and his leg went. That was the most disgusting. I said, no, I almost threw up in my mouth, it's barbaric. I was like, how the hell did I used to watch this when I was younger, but it's just, it's a goddamn, he's demeaned the office of the presidency in ways that are just
we have a pedophile in it.
Beyond. I mean, somebody had made a meme about it, about what a trashy administration this is. They said that he demolished the West Wing. There's algae in the swimming pool. It's algae infested, and they're having fights in the front lawn. He's like, this is the trashiest. And I'm like, yeah.
There's literally a fight on the lawn of the White House.
And then yesterday he had motocross people on the motocross.
The best meme was a shot of the White House all trashed up, and it said, if your meth addict moved in next door. That is exactly what it looks like. You got a meth head living in the White House.
A pedophilic meth head with dementia and narcissism. It's just...
With orange skin.
But happy birthday, old orange tits. Old yam tits.
Old yam tits.
What is wrong with this place?
Oh, yeah. And meanwhile, Congress just allows it, this buffoonery, this clownery.
I really do think sometimes Earth is hell. It's got to be.
It has to be. I told you what the Gnostics believed, that this is actually hell, that we're trapped here by a special
place.
that we're trapped here by the false God. That the God of the Bible is the false God, and he's trapped us here, and this is literally hell.
Because we could easily find the nice parts of life, but why it's just the ugly is just always front and center.
Yeah,
they have no morals.
But another good news, Johnny's favorite person is in the hospital today. So
Oh, as I draw the doctor card. Is that a doctor? What is it?
Hey, Lori.
Oh, that's the
Hi,
dude
Lori.
from Breaking Bad, I think, isn't it?
I can't see. Let me see.
It's called the TV tarot or the movie tarot or something like that. I think
Yeah, that's
what
the guy from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, wasn't that about a meth addict?
No, it was actually a high school chemistry teacher that got cancer, so he started making meth to pay for his treatment, and then everything went freaking sideways. But
Sounds
yeah,
about right.
Mhm.
Be interesting if the turtle passed away on Trump's birthday.
Listen, I'll
would be so
celebrate
mad.
that.
He
He
would
is
be
the
so
most
mad.
poor. He's the worst. He's done more damage to this country than Trump could have ever done, because he is the type of person that put legislation in place to allow Trump or a person like Trump to take power in this country. Just look
He's
at
the
what he did
reason
to
he
the,
wasn't removed in his second impeachment, which would have prevented him from ever running again.
Yep, he's the reason we have the Supreme Court that we have right now, that is just beyond corrupt, you know. So
I don't have a turtle ball. Just doesn't.
Becca, did you turn on subscriber mode only?
oh no, damn it, I forgot.
Might want to do that because somebody's saying we may have a troll in the chat.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
That'll take care of them.
They just like you so much.
They just want to celebrate old Yamtit's birthday. Happy birthday to your supreme leader, not mine.
At least you know they watch you still.
Well, if anyone would like to get a reading with Jenlyn Tarot, I have openings at the end of June and end of July. JenlynTarot.com.
Yep.
I'm thinking about doing a class later this fall when we get closer. It'll be an online class, not on energy healing, but on psychic development and mediumship and those kinds of things. I'll announce later if I get that going.
I say so because, mind you, every time you do one at your seminars, I always get something, which is why my number one rule is remain teachable. There's always something you can learn.
At my seminars, we spend a full day on healing energy, and then a half day the next day I spend on opening up your mediumship and your connection to your guides. And I have a lot of little exercises and things that help.
Definitely.
And you got anything, Johnny?
I have absolutely everything, but you can't have it. So, no, nothing.
The only thing I have is Braxy's birthday is coming up on the 22nd. She's going to turn 3 years old, the little baby.
Really?
Beeps. Yeah, she's going to be 3 years old. Look at her. Look at her. Isn't she the cutest?
Girl.
Beeps.
Like
Beeps,
what?
what you doing? What you doing, Beeps? All your friends want to say hi to you.
It's like, where's my doggy cupcakes? My puppuccinos.
Say, Mommy took me to the vet, and the vet said that I needed to go on a diet, and now I'm pissed because Mommy's making me eat vegetables. I cut her kibble. Yeah, I cut her kibble down, but I've been supplementing. I made her this huge pot of it's ground turkey, ripped up chicken, green beans, and broccoli, and sweet potato. I made this huge thing, so she's been getting half a cup of kibble and a cup of that because it's mostly protein and vegetables, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as Johnny taught us, your birthday is to be celebrated. Eat all the cake you want, Braxy, on your birthday.
So I'm gonna get her a cake. It's on the 22nd, so it's not this week. It's the following week. So stay tuned for that because I'll do the whole Braxy and her little pink crown getting her cake. But yeah, we went out yesterday because it's been hot here, so I don't like taking her to the parks and stuff because I don't want her overheating. So we spent the day going to stores where it's air conditioned, and she made all sorts of friends. So
Well, I hope all
Yeah.
of our viewers across the country were safe last week. It was crazy storm weather all freaking week. Lori kept texting me like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" There were tornadoes dropping all around. Thank God none of them got in my town, but bad, like 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and horrible lightning. I even saw on Long Island they had a couple of house fires from lightning hitting them. I'm like, wow. The middle of the U.S. really got pummeled with tornadoes and straight line winds. And
I will never feed my dog Royal Canine, Cindy Cat Mom. She was on Royal Canine when I got her. And I looked at the ingredients, it's all corn. The first 15 ingredients, corn, 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 corn. And then way down at the bottom. So it's all filler. I said, I'm never feeding her that crap. So I got her off of it, and she's on Taste of the Wild now. So, yeah. So...
Lori from The Way of Positive Change introduced my friend Beth Cat, who's probably in the chat, to Ryan Hall, y'all, Weather Channel on YouTube. So even when my TV goes out, I can watch, because I have unlimited data on my phone, I can watch Ryan Hall and get my tornado warning. So anybody that's not aware of his channel, it's awesome.
So yeah. If you guys are ready, we can start.
Go for
you
it.
Guys go. Mitch McConnell's in the hospital. Let's start it off petty.
Oh, we got the Petty Cat Club here.
Yeah. Let's start it off real petty. He's in the hospital. Is he going to make it?
How's he doing?
Not.
Ro, you are shedding. Putting cat fur all over the table. Thank you, SW. Yeah, I've started calling Trump dumb old with a B, because I know dumb is spelled with a B. Dumb old Trump. Ooh, coffin card in the middle there. Is he dying at home?
This would be like a cemetery.
Oh. AKA tickets to the park.
Yep, tickets to the park. What did you guys get? This is reading more like tickets to the park are on the way, and probably hospice because the house is there. Mm-hmm. So that's how I'm going to interpret that. But I'm seeing tickets to the park.
I think he'll make it out of the hospital. But word of warning: the Empress and the King of Swords. Body is shutting down. It needs something that he can't have, which is probably just a turn of the hourglass to go backwards. You can't have that. It ends in the Seven of Pentacles and the Devil. I think something within him actually is working against him, if you will. So, I mean, he's 1,000, so it doesn't really help either. So I don't think he's going to be here next year, but I'm not in control of that type of thing. I think he's going to go home and live out the rest of his days.
I thought he was younger than
1,000.
Younger than Trump, but isn't he like no, he's 83. He's older. He's 83.
Oh.
Well, he's very, very sick, possibly transitioning. I give him 3 days. His strength has left.
I was thinking, a couple weeks or months or so.
Maybe 3 weeks. That's a 3 card for me. 3 days to 3 weeks.
I'm just getting tickets to the park, and then home. So hospice. That's.
Or they have a wake in his living room.
Yeah, his time is nigh. So
I wonder if he's afraid to die.
let's ask: Is he
Let's
afraid
ask.
to? Is he afraid to die?
His wife will just look over at the bed like, yeah. Get up from there. Get your own ass up. Oh, man. What are you doing down there?
That's a dang shame.
Hey, man, we've seen him fall plenty of times where his wife was just kind of looking at him like, get up, you know?
If you
This sucker
don't
fell
like
up the
Petty, don't
stairs,
watch
and
us.
she looked at him like, what are you doing? You ain't mastered stairs by now.
Get
You're
up.
78 years old.
Didn't even offer to help him.
God, dog. She didn't care at all.
If you don't like Petty, don't watch us.
It's called Petty Boots for a reason.
No, you like Patty because you're sitting here watching somebody else's business. Just like, you don't know Mr. Connell like that. Is he afraid to die? Okay, yeah. Okay. Mhm. I would call it, I didn't get the judgment card, but I would say he's more afraid of the afterlife than dying. It's more of a judgment thing or being under judgment. First two cards, Ace of Cups and the Temperance, both cards of spirituality as well. There's something, and then the Hierophant is the last card. So there's something around his spirituality that he's afraid to face. Because I get the Five of Wands and the Chariot, almost like trying to reconcile all the things that conflict with pure spirituality or white light, something that would conflict with such a thing.
He's also afraid of pain. So keep him up on the morphine. He's afraid of pain. He wants it to be a good time, a party. So keep him drugged up. He's afraid of regrets that will be presented to him in the afterlife after he passes, after he's gone, exited. He's afraid of regrets for his bullying that'll be presented, like evidence presented to him in the afterlife. Life review. He's afraid of his life review.
I get a yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were
He's looking forward to meeting his mom, though. Thanks, Rose.
I get yes. He's tried to hold it off and delay it as much as possible. But he's also the rider, the mountain, and the fish. He's not going to be getting any more money anytime soon when you go bye-bye. So this is the delivery. It's blocked here, and there's the money. So it's like he's afraid of dying, yes, but he's more worried about how the people that are buying our Congress are going to be delayed and stopped. See that? Because that's delivery, a visitor, delayed, and then there's the money. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So his legacy of appointing judges and passing laws to just let the money flow to the oligarchs and the ruling class, that will eventually change when he's gone. So on to other stuff. Have you guys read or heard about that New York Times thing by Maggie Haberman? That the Situation Room. They were all in there holding meetings about how to cover up that Trump was in the Epstein files. And now
without Trump. JD sat at the head of the table.
They all colluded on how to cover it up. Now it's being reported that the way that Maggie Haberman got it was via recordings. Somebody was sitting in the Situation Room recording the whole thing. The whole thing. Either wearing a wire, or maybe they snuck their phone in there. To my understanding, I don't know, but I would think that the Situation Room would be ran kind of like a skiff. No mobile devices, no nothing, because you're holding classified meetings in there.
But they're going in there without Trump, so the rules were thrown out the window. They probably took phones in.
But either way, if that, I'm not saying that the Situation Room is classified as a skiff. I'm not saying that, but it appears that the Situation Room is treated the same way as any other classified environment. No medical devices unless it's checked out. So like if you have a device for, say, diabetes or whatever, that gets checked out. No phones, no laptops, no nothing, no communication, to my understanding. But again, I don't think it's a skiff, but it's just treated as one. Well, apparently somebody was recording everything, or had a phone on and they were just live streaming the freaking call. I don't know. But can we ask, who's the whistle, or who's the leaker?
The meeting, because it was a reputational problem. It wasn't a problem that we had a pedophile in the White House. It was a problem, because nobody denied the allegations in the Epstein files. It was all about, how do we cover this up? No, let's help the victims. How do we cover this up? Here's my whistleblower card on the bottom.
How many people were in there?
Like 8 or 10.
Because I get 3 that
J.D.
talk.
Vance, Dan Bongino, Susie Wiles, just a whole bunch of people were in there.
There's one woman who is popping up, but I get the 3 of Cups and the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands would be talking, and the 3 of Cups would be that little small community. There's 3 people that pop up. So this was bound to get out because someone is a blabbermouth, or they don't care about this administration, or whatever the case.
I think it's Dan Bongino. I get it. It's somebody that had a problem with the power that was exerted on the children, very anxious about that. So someone with a little bit of a heart, a little bit, a Republican that left, someone that was in the entourage that is left, no longer there. And he was waiting for just the right time to bring this out to America. And this could be like the recordings or the evidence. The power play.
So this top one is pointing to a man. I'm only looking at the pips here. So that's a king and that's a jack. So someone that has knowledge, or there's that secret about the affair. And then this is virtue and maturity. Some sort of counselor. So even though the tower's not here, this is a person that counsels. and guides and mentors in a way. This here is pointing towards a woman. This would be someone that there's something about this person's hair, cosmetic surgery, haircuts, and well recognized. But I'm going to go with this one. Someone that has knowledge of the classified information about trying to keep something covered, keep it secret, an affair, and then virtue here. So, and these two are male pips. So I don't. I guess Dan Bongino. I don't know. I can't give you names. What did you go, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
What did we get?
Vance was there. Susie Wiles, White House counsel David Warrington, press secretary Carolyn Levitt, deputy chief of staff Taylor Budovich.
I get that it was
Stephen Chung, communications director, Todd Blanche, Stanley Woodward, deputy chief of staff James Blair, Pam Bondi, and FBI Kash Patel were on speakerphone. So they weren't in the room. So they could have very easily recorded too.
I don't know. I'm just getting someone that provides counsel and mentorship, and someone that's been trying to cover up the affair. But that person is older, has counsel, is wise.
Is the moon thyroid?
Is the moon what?
Thyroid.
Fiber weight?
Thyroid.
No.
Okay.
No. So that would be the throat. So that would be more like birds, because the bird is associated to, they sing. So the throat, the voice.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to find the leaker?
I don't think Pam Bondi would leak this because she's been covering up Epstein since Florida.
When it was her job. I think a Democrat may, because that person's not there anymore, or they've left or been pushed out or felt pushed out or something like that. And some Democrat might. But I don't know if they would reveal it or more so just use the info.
Well, the White House definitely wants to find this person. I don't think they're going to be able to get them, though. Making the White House very nervous. I don't think they're going to be able to get them. I think the person will wait for the right time and come out himself. I think he'll bring the information forward himself in illumination.
I get a yes. This is choices, decisions, alternatives. There's a man making several choices. We're looking for alternatives, and then business and prosperity. So it's somebody that's making money. Well, name a person in the freaking administration that isn't making money right now, but I get a yes.
Or maybe it's transactional. They sell their story.
Yeah, because this is a person looking for, if you look at Crossroads and fish, alternative sources of income. So
I got a question.
Go ahead.
How did Trump feel when he found out that they had a meeting without him to talk about he's all in the Epstein files over 1 million times. Especially now that there's evidence somebody recorded it.
Not the best, because, you know, he was worried about his reputation and things. The Knight of Cups. The Ace of Cups, very emotional. The word of warning is the Five of Swords. There was a lot of, well, what did you say? When did you say it? How did you say it? Who said this? What did they say? What did they look like? Did they make a face? And there was a lot of talk, apparently, from him about, or questions from him about Ghislaine, I would say, because they got the Queen of Wands there. So there's a lot of questions about that, and the Six of Cups, which would be the children. And then there's the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles. He wanted a bunch of details. Like, he's very paranoid about what was said, especially when he wasn't there to hear it, type of thing. The reactions, and what did you ask, and all that kind of thing. Paranoid.
I get he immediately wanted to put strength on the Department of Justice and a woman, so, you know, Pam Bondi, to cover this up, as well as Republicans that they could pull in to help, you know, whether that's in the Congress or whatever, anybody they could pull in to message this in a higher way, like to take it to higher ground and twist it. Very moody, very emotional, very reactive. He's playing it over and over in his head. But he's also trying to figure out how to put a spin on the whistleblower that this person, you know, is the problem in the chaos. So he's going to be targeting somebody when he figures out who it is.
I get that he was irritable, confused, not thinking straight, because there was a meeting with his cabinet, primarily with his vice president. This would be his cabinet, his entourage. There's J.D. Vance here. There's the meeting. And that's also a phone call. So somebody with a phone or whatever. Irritable, agitated, not thinking straight, but ultimately trying to figure out how they can put doubt on what is being reported. Yes, because like, this is the conversation in the meeting on the phone. How can we muddy this up so it's not clear, so that it's not trustworthy? See, there's choices, decisions, trust, and then the trust is confusing. See what I'm saying? So,
he's having his own little strategy meetings.
yeah. And there's the cabinet meeting here. You know, so he how are we going to spend this to muddy the waters?
Control the narrative.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, that's his solution to everything. Lie. Even though I didn't get the snake, but muddy the waters. You know what I mean? And it's like, back to what I've always said, Johnny. Tapar el sol con un dedo. You can lie all you want, but people still see the truth. You can say gas prices are low. I'm still going to the pump and seeing that the price is $6.63 a gallon. You know, you can say the prices are low all you want. I'm seeing it at the pump, and I'm seeing it in my bank account, you know.
And the kind of integrity or lack thereof that you must have to say, okay, we have a pedophile in the White House. Let's figure out a story that we can spin that makes him not sound like a bad guy.
But go ahead and tell me more about how outraged you were that one time Michelle Obama wore a dress that showed her biceps.
And Obama wore a tan suit.
But But meanwhile, let's cover up for the pedophile and all his friends.
There's
Okay.
a trans in the bathroom, but there's a pedophile in the White House. Okay, makes sense.
So the more demented Donald Trump gets, the more the truth is slipping out, which I'm waiting for the day.
When he's not sleeping.
Yeah, when he's not sleeping and he talks, the more the truth, the more there's no filter there where the shit just comes flying out of his mouth. Well, the other day he was like, I love the inflation. I love the inflation.
I'm old.
Oh,
This
Lord.
is why I kept saying he is not one of you, MAGA. You don't love it because you can't afford inflation. He doesn't care because he's stealing your money to pay for his hamburger meals.
Yep. I just saw, I think it was on CNN when they were running around asking Trump supporters. I think it was in Ohio. And they were all saying, for those of you that are sensitive and don't like cursing, you might want to tune out right now. You've been warned. But the people that they interviewed, the majority of them were like, fuck him, fuck off, fuck this, fuck that. Like they were dropping F-bombs. Like, I was like, wow, you finally get it. This one lady was like, she was a triple Trumper. And now she's scared because she can't retire. She got laid off, can't find a job. That he said that he was going to make everything better. Everything is more expensive. She can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what made you think that a con man from Queens, New York, who shits on a gold toilet would be concerned about your welfare? Because he told you to your face, I'm not the slightest bit concerned with Americans' financial situation. Not even a little bit.
I don't even care what inflation does to you.
Yeah. So now they're pissed. And the one guy, I think he was a truck driver, which they're getting it hard because of the tariffs and the trade wars and all that stuff. He voted for him 3 times, and he said, fuck Trump. You know, he's like, I agreed with everything he did in his first term. He accomplished nothing in his first term. Nothing. The wall wasn't even fucking built. He built, what, 15 miles, and then it blew over and fell down? Like, you know, but anyways, so they've had it with him, a lot of those voters in Ohio. So now Trump is screaming about their Democrats are stealing the election in California. And it's like, what made you think a MAGA was going to win mayor of Los Angeles? Like,
See, he wants to take control over the states and the elections.
He's trying to get them to stop, not send out mail-in ballots. So can we ask, will there be even more growing sentiment against Trump as people are starting to feel it in their pocketbooks?
And as he continues to say, I don't really care about you.
Yeah.
He and Melania, I don't really care. Do you?
I mean, you got to give it to him. He's finally being truthful. Finally.
The impulse control is gone.
Yeah, it's gone because of the dementia. They're mad about the war. They're mad about prices of gas. They're mad about groceries. They're mad about rising utilities, loss of health care, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you know what? We told you this was going to happen. As a matter of fact, they published a whole book on it called Project 2025. And you all decided to parrot Donald Trump and say, you know what, it's fake news. It's fake news.
And they're finally starting to see the grifting, the money he's made off of being president. They're finally waking up to, you know, all the deals and the insider trading and everything.
They were saying that the truck driver was saying that. He's like, I'm over here, I can't afford to pay my bills, but he's redoing the ballroom. He's making all this money. He's selling meme coins, and his entire family is grifting off of us. Like, he's like, I'm fucking disgusted. I was like, wow, you finally get it. You finally get it.
This is the student card for me. It shows up like school, student, learning something. They're learning. They're learning. They're looking into everything and starting to see it differently. And they're starting to look at, their own harvest. And a lot of them are switching and changing. They're looking at the payouts, the quid pro quo, and they're listening to these whistleblowers. So they're changing on the White House. They're changing. They're flipping on him. And I get they're all looking at Democratic options, like for the elections, if they're going to vote. They better vote, because that's the only way we're going to get change that's significant is voting too big to rig.
Yes, they do see the world card and the sun card, last two cards. There is illumination on the bigger picture. You can't help but see it because it's in front of you. You're experiencing it, and there is no Democrat in charge, nowhere. And so they don't have the House, they don't have the Senate, they don't have the Supreme Court, and they don't have the White House. So who are you going to blame? You can't blame Joe Biden. They tried that. It didn't stick. It can't stick because he's not there. And then Donald Trump goes on TV and say how senile he was, so he didn't accomplish anything anyway, right? So it's all you then, big dog.
They're still trying to blame Biden. Mind you, Mr. I'll fix it on day one. Here we are on day what? 5,762?
With the green reflector pole and the White House trash lawn party going on.
They're blaming Hunter for the drugs that were found in the White House. And Hunter piped in on Twitter. He said, "I wouldn't have left my drugs behind. That wasn't me."
Are they going to turn against him? Yes. And the reason being financial bankruptcies and foreclosures, the financial impact. If this is money and power and resources, there's news that's being delivered to homes and it gets closed here. So bankruptcies, can't afford food, don't have enough money in the bank, the resources are dwindling. And then here's success. Yeah, they'll see it for the grift that it was and how much they've lost here, how much worse it is now. So my next question, to piggyback off of that one, will these voters turn up for the midterms, or are they going to stay home?
The cool thing too is I think it makes them question everything about the Republican Party too, because they've allowed this to go on.
Mm-hmm.
They need to, because look at every Republican-led state. If you put us in power, we'll change everything. If you put us in power, you've been under Republican rule for decades. And how's your life? They can't blame Democrats because they've been in control for decades.
7 of Cups, 6 of Wands. There's a mixed bag here. Some of them are dejected, despondent. They don't want to get involved because they don't feel a part of what's going on, or they feel angry about it. 5 of Pentacles. They kind of feel like they're out in the cold there. But some of them are having a change of heart type of thing. So those who get involved are not going full-blown Republican. There's the 2 of Swords. They're sort of wrestling with their inner self and their thoughts and things, because what they thought they were going to get, they did not get. And so there is a dramatic change going on within that individual. So I think there are a lot of people that are going to stay home, and those who are going to come out may not vote the way they traditionally used to.
I get that big time, like a surprise. They're holding it very close to their chest, so they're not quite as vocal about it yet, but they will return to vote. And they're going to partner with somebody that's going to go after all these manipulations. They want to have power again, but in a way that helps the economy stabilize. Like we gotta balance this. We gotta stabilize the economy. There's a lot that have regrets, a lot, and they want to bring this down. So they're going to be a little more practical about it, and they're going to rethink, what does it mean to be a Republican? Hello, every time a Republican's in the White House, the economy gets jacked up.
Mm-hmm. So I'm getting a bit of a mixed bag here. If I read this across, it's an opportunity or a chance to learn what has been kept secret. So whether it's the Epstein files, Project 2025, what bills are actually being introduced and legislated right now, and for them to grow that knowledge. And the structure of government, because a lot of these people couldn't pass a basic civics class. Do you know what I mean? And the way that we can thank Bush, No Child Left Behind, where our education system is trash, and the same people that these people vote for demonize education. This would be libraries and schools. The way that they demonize education to try to keep these people hating people that are educated. Meanwhile, the same people that are telling you to hate the educator are the ones that went to Ivy League schools and are rolling in money. So it's like they start to learn the structure of everything. And then they're also going to learn about healthcare and insurance and hospitals along with that too. And then there's a change of heart, or a heart that grows distant with the party here. So I think they're going to get it. I think the more that they look into it, they're going to say, well, wait a minute, why is my healthcare effed up? And speaking of healthcare, the Keebler elf over there, the elf on the shelf, got caught the other day talking about how they're going to cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. So not only can you also not afford your groceries and your bills and your gas is through the roof, but now you're also not going to be able to afford healthcare either. So they're going to grow distant in what they believed and what they desired. So
that's a part of wanting AI to take over, so they can have as much data on us as possible, so they can steer the privatization and making the money off us while we suffer. Not raising minimum wage and
well, that's part of a whole bunch of insurance companies are already using AI to deny people's claims.
Well, just like going in a grocery store, and what they call that, the pricing changes because of your cell phone, something that's on your cell phone, like how much are you willing to pay? Leave your cell phone in your cars when you go in the grocery stores.
Yeah, because of those the digital price tags that are changing now. Yeah. So if I go in the store, Johnny goes in the store, and Jennie goes in the store, we could all buy the same thing and get charged different prices based on dynamic pricing.
Mm-hmm. Dynamic pricing. Thank you. I couldn't think of the term for it.
Dynamic pricing. So Johnny, because he's addicted to Kit Kats, will probably end up paying $15. Mm-hmm. Jen will probably pay 25 cents, and I'll probably pay like $7. So it for the same item. But
they're going to charge me more for cat stuff because they see I buy it every week. Like I have to have it.
Yep.
You have to have it. So guess what? My cat litter would go up.
So on with that train of thought, to segue, he's trying to stop mail-in ballots. We already see him pulling all the levers, trying to cheat in the midterms. Yeah. Will the Dems take the House in the midterms?
Yeah, he's trying to block, through the post office delivery of mail-in ballots.
Oh, did you hear that report where they wanted to declare a whole bunch of people dead?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about that?
Checking, making sure you keep your voter registration before midterms.
And I know that a lot of you don't have, everybody's living situation is different. But if you can, and I know the economy is crap and people need to tighten their belts right now and watch their spending, so every donation or super chat is greatly appreciated from all of us. But if you can and you have the opportunity in your area, I'm not asking you to go drive 300 miles, but if you have the opportunity, please try to support your local businesses so we can give them two big fat middle fingers for their dynamic pricing, price gouging bullshit. Help your
Also,
small business, please.
Also, be very careful. The Republicans have started a whole bunch of websites that make it look like it's for liberal voters, and it's not. Doing donations and stuff for voting for elections. Vote.org is one of them. The liberals something or other. I forget what it was called, but I mean, they make it sound like it's for Democrats and
Yeah.
liberal voters. It's not. Check out where you donate for elections if you donate.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I don't know. I'm going to say sure, yes. Maybe they get a few seats type of thing. And that's actually all they need with so many Republicans that have been quitting. Because I got the deaf and the fool and wasn't quite sure on yes and no and how to read it. So I got a different deck and got the deaf and the fool again. And so I'm going to go with yes. There will be some sort of change and something new begins there. But as far as I can see, I'll say there's change.
I'm getting two stories because there are manipulations that are going to go on, a team of manipulators. But so some of the things may have to go through the courts to work out the details of the votes. But I get a yes victory on that. But I get more information is going to come out about how they blocked a female from winning, an abundance of votes for a female. So there may be some manipulations that go on that actually they get caught in.
I get fraud and manipulation as well. News of fraud in the House. So if they win, replay the tape, Donald Trump's MO going back 10 years, fraud, rig. That's the only lever he knows how to pull. This could also mean that there's fraud and manipulation at the state levels as well. Okay, by perhaps people that he's allied with. So secretaries of state, attorneys generals, that sort of thing. Okay. Speaking of attorneys generals, because I could see this happening in Texas, because Paxton is a piece of shit. Tallarico, I would have preferred Jasmine Crockett, but Tallarico will do. And I can see Hot Wheels pulling some shit shit, how many times has Ken Paxton admitted to throwing out votes? So can we segue there? Will James Tallarico be confirmed to the Senate in Texas, for Texas? Not win, because, but will he be confirmed? What'd you get, Johnny?
I get yes. It starts with the Eight of Swords, something very close, possibly, or something that would need to be examined. But I get the Two of Cups, which is a deal, and compromise, and then the Sun, and then the Ace of Wands, which is a new action that is taken. So I get yes. He may have to take an action of some sort, but yes.
I
mean,
yes.
they're really ramping it up, like calling him a transgender, and this. It's like, okay,
That's an insult.
I mean, and this is coming from Stephen Miller, the guy that spray painted hair on his head.
He's a trans species.
Donald Trump, who wears more makeup than a drag queen on a Friday night, is calling James Tallarico a transgender. Okay, go ahead, Jenny. I'm sorry.
They're going to do what they've always done, which is try to block a bunch of votes. But I get a lot of votes coming from both sides of the aisle for Tallarico. So a lot of Republicans voting for Tallarico. This will probably end up in the courts at some point to tally the votes. But I get it's a surprise win for him. But, you know, watch for there's vote harvesting going on.
Mm-hmm. So I get that they're going to do the same old stuff, try to cut people out, disenfranchise voters, cut people here. But there's an abundance of growth here. Abundance, a lot of something, growth. And also the tree is your health and it's your spirituality. So there's an abundance of spirituality here. So he has a lot of support from the Christian people. He has a lot of support for people that are interested in healthcare. Like, he is solid. He is solid. He's got growth there. So I'm getting a yes. So keep your fingers crossed on that one. And if you're in Texas, don't listen to these magic cards. Get your asses out to vote. So
A, he's not transgender, but B, what if he was? Who cares?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
He's going to vote. He's going to help the people.
So it's been reported that Donald Trump has gone to see not one, not two, not three, not four, but 22 specialists. 22 specialists. That's all my hands, my toes, and still with two more digits.
That's all your hands and my hands.
22 specialists. At this point, y'all, I'm waiting for the sunglasses and going full Weekend at Bernie's. 22 specialists. 22 specialists.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I know when I go to the doctor, I can barely afford one, much less 22 doctors. Specialists.
And here's the thing. That motherfucker's sitting there cutting all of our health care. And the health care to the most vulnerable people in this country, the people that are disabled, our seniors, our veterans, everybody. But we're paying for that motherfucker's health care to receive the best and for them to fucking lie about it to us.
Him
we
and
can
Mitch
see,
McConnell.
yeah, we can see it. We can see it, you know. So
Deb in chat said, I think one of the specialists was a gynecologist to check out Dumbo's neckgina.
the pap smear came back positive. So, listen, I'm going to take it real petty, real effing petty here. Did they implant Trump with one of Elon Musk's chips in his brain?
Wait, say it again?
Did they implant one of Elon Musk, the specialist that one of the 22?
One of his Neuralink.
Got a Neuralink.
Yeah, did they give him a Neuralink? Is that why he's still functioning?
I just heard implant it in what? He has no brain. Implanted in what?
Did they give him a Neuralink?
Like putting a microchip in a glass of pudding.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Listen, we're going straight to hell, and I'm driving the bus, y'all.
I'm bringing
Hell is gonna be lit. Hell is gonna be lit, dude, because all the cool people will be there.
That's where all the cool people go.
Yep. So did you get a Neuralink?
No, necessarily. There's something in his blood that is seriously wrong, though. With the Temperance and the Four of Cups, they're trying to stop something or block. Are they trying to stop Barry? They're trying to stop something from.
Here's Barry.
They're trying to stop not the flow, because you don't want to stop the flow like in his blood, but you want to stop the spreading of something or the moving of something. I keep hearing the word moving, but I'm going to say it. The Five of Swords and the Page of Cups. There's something in his blood that is wrong. That is moving and it shouldn't be, or that's spreading and it shouldn't be, or
Barry.
something like that.
That something in his blood has a name, Barry. And it's called Barry.
It's moving, though. Something is moving and they don't want it to, but he needs specialists because his problems are compounded. It's not just like his heart and his brain and his eyes or his teeth or this crap that he's been putting on his skin that's been leaking inside of his skin. Anything you put on the top goes in the inside. So he's got a bunch of issues. He's got some bone issues, of course, but that just comes with aging and so forth and so forth. So he needs any specialist he can get. And mind you, he probably was told the answer 14 specialists ago, but he's stubborn, and that's how we do.
You know what? I am convinced at this point that the only thing keeping him alive is not the specialist. It's all the freaking preservatives in McDonald's. Because I'll tell you, no, I'm dead serious. I'll tell you what, Stephanie, if you're in the chat, I'm calling you out. Stephanie sent me a TikTok of a guy that had 2 McDonald's cheeseburgers, 2, and he kept them there to see how long they would go before.
Forever.
They didn't rot, no mold, no nothing. It's like this is the only, and that's his diet. That's the only thing keeping him alive. It's all the preservatives in that fake food.
They do not rot. They will last 20 years or more.
Well, here's the doctors, like a whole bunch of them. It's just a party in Trump's brain. He is out to lunch. It's like there's nothing we can do about the dementia. That's there. That's gonna stay there. We can't do anything about it. His blood is very, very sick. So they were collaborating on trying to get Trump to take medications that he's refusing.
Yep.
He's not doing what they tell him to do.
Or take 2 aspirin and he takes like 6 bottles.
This is my card for intestinal tract, colon, that kind of thing. There's big changes going on there. Well, we hear the blast outs all the time, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're trying to figure out, if they should do surgery or something for him. But he's going to be returning again very, very soon. And I think they've told him that, dude, you're close to death. Your life is just about.
We're going to go there. We're going to go there next. We're going to go there next. So did they give him a Neuralink? Unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't get a Neuralink, by the way. I didn't get that.
I get a no. But there's something magnetic. So I don't know if that would be like a pacemaker or something that sends
Maybe
out
they
signals.
put a vibrator in his vagina.
I mean, come on. Or if those rumors online about that kid that shoved a spike up his ass are true,
Yeah.
Or maybe because of the moon, maybe they put a microchip in him in case he wanders off, when he's confused. You know how like people with dementia can wander off? Remember when he was on the roof of the fucking White House? Like that. So I think they microchipped him, not Neuralinked him, but they
so they can keep up with when he walks out on the roof or does a little field trip.
They microchipped him. So
he's taking field trips.
So
oh mercy.
So, Jenny, what were you saying?
Take him to the vets and let him scan him to see when he's a lost dog.
Who his owner is.
You know,
I think they told him, dude, your time's up. You're about to croak.
That's what I was gonna say. There's reports that came out earlier last week or the middle of last week that apparently Trump has been having meetings and telling people that he knows his time is around the corner. Like he knows he's gonna die.
Thank you, Allison News.
That he knows he's gonna die. That's the reporting that's coming out, that he's telling staff that, you know.
And hence all the talk about, I don't know if I'm getting into heaven or not.
Yeah, but just recently, this last week, a lot of talk about him telling staff and everything that he's dying. He's gonna die. Like it's coming. So I know we've asked before, but is he gonna die in the next 3 months? I mean, just I would be happy if he croaked today, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, we still have some time. It's only 9 o'clock over there, so.
Where are you, Barry? Where's little Barry?
No, but he is very, very, very worried because something is teetering upon the precipice. It's going one way or the other. So he's not stable. He's not in stable condition at all. He's very, 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 very concerned. Doesn't know what to do, that type of thing. Something could rapidly happen, though. Both of these cards are about fast and quick motion. This is deliberate. This is chaotic. So I don't think so, but at the very same time, I don't think he'll buy the cards, because I don't see it. I don't think he's going to make it 4 years, I'll say that, or 2 more, or 3 more, however long he's got. But you never know. I ain't in control of those type of things. What are you going to do?
I mean, we're due for him to disappear for another week, you know?
That's true.
It's like every couple of weeks he disappears for a week.
Get his treatments.
Okay, so a lot of times when people are getting ready to cross, they start seeing their departed loved ones, you know, and start talking to them and everything. I think he sees his mother some, and it's interesting because right under that I had the death card to the sword. So I think, like, he's starting to see people on the other side a little bit. His sickness grows. It grows. It gets worse. The lunacy, it's a little party in his head. It's going to continue. All these aces, I give him, another ace here. His heart is burdened. This is my card for heart circulatory. His heart and circulatory is burdened. I give him anywhere from 1 week to 1 month. It's just chaos. Now, to actually passing, he could actually be isolated in an institution. Like I've always said, I've always seen him in a straitjacket. So yep. He could be isolated in a month.
I mean, that motherfucker needs to be straitjacketed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
He should have been straitjacketed as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, psychopath. Right here, I get that we're going to have some very happy, joyful gossip pretty soon that this person is gone. So happy gossip and then moving away.
I bet you there's an emergency vehicle or something and everybody started, I wonder what happened.
Well, like I said, we're due for him to disappear for another week or so, so yep. And the Storks is change of seasons as well. So which tracks with the 3 months because we're in June, July, August, September. Yeah. So yeah, happy gossip, happy conversations about a change or a move at the change of seasons. What were you saying, Jenny?
Well, we see, like, he disappears for like a week at a time. He did it last October, and rumors that he had a stroke and everything back then.
He just did it.
He's
Not
done
even
it. He just did it.
recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Recently.
he's doing it like once a month now.
Yeah.
Will we see a longer disappearance?
yeah.
That's when you know the time is nigh. Because so far it's only been a week at a time, And he's such a narcissist that he won't let JD Vance take over when he's gone for a week, So.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, and the Storks is the card for dancing, too.
He's going to do the camel jerk off stage.
Yep.
Yes, we will. And I think it might be actually quite serious this time. Well, I think they all are, because there's the Empress. The Empress is expansion. So I'm asking, will we have a longer disappearance? Yes. Also governs the body for me. And then there's the Hierophant, which would be the government. The Ten of Pentacles, which would be Republicans. So they're kind of in a tailspin, trying to control the narrative or something like that, because there's the Ten of Swords after that, which means a lot of pain and anguish and that type of thing. I would say death, but the next card is the Star and the Knight of Pentacles. So there's like a really, really, really slow recovery type of thing. This is also contingent upon the care you receive afterwards and how strong your body is beforehand, because you can go through surgery and come out of the surgery, and then after that is when you have the biggest fight. The doctors know how to stabilize you enough to get you out of the surgery, but then your body has to do the rest. And so it's going to be tough. But yes, I do think another disappearance is on the way.
I do too. I get like a moving on and a celebration here, kind of completion here, being somewhere to recuperate. I have my COVID card on the bottom. They may like try to pass it off as, oh, he's got COVID, something like that. Waiting to see him return. And then I think that's when somebody like JD Vance and an abundance of other people are going to attempt a power grab. They're going to be like, victory on that. Like he's not able to do this anymore.
I get the next time it's going to be even more serious. There's death and serious illness here. This doesn't change because it's followed by the tree. This illness does not improve. It doesn't go away. The next time that's it. That's it. Like incapacitated, can't function sort of situation for health reasons. Speaking of health reasons, these two cards here they don't move, they don't change. A tree doesn't get up and walk away, you got to cut it down. An anchor keeps your boat from floating away unless you pull it up. These cards do not change. There's nothing here that signifies change. So the next time there's no helping you, you're fucked. Speaking of his health, it is being reported that Iran has been consulting with psychiatrists and psychologists on how to negotiate with Trump because they recognize that he is mentally ill. That he is mentally ill. And somehow the entire Republican Party, who could have stopped this mess months ago, let this man do what he's doing, is letting Bibi Netanyahu dog walk our ass all over the world stage. Stop the ceasefire. Netanyahu said, fuck you. And they're still doing it. I was watching on TikTok yesterday or the day before. Tel Aviv is getting the shit bombed out of it by Iranians because they started it, and then they're fighting the left. It's a mess. It's a mess. So yeah, Iran is consulting with psychologists on how to talk to Trump because they recognize that he is mentally ill.
As most of the people in the world do.
Yeah, everybody, like I said, taparon sol con un dedo. You're trying to cover up the most obvious thing on the face of the planet.
So,
You know?
so what's the question?
The question is, shit. The question is, I'm going to leave. I don't expect a deal simply because Israel is doing whatever the fuck Israel wants to do. And that's going to be a deal breaker right there. And Trump cannot control Netanyahu. It's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So will they be able, the Iranian people, government, the Persians, will they be able to? I saw something also that Trump is trying to make a deal where he's going to pay Iran 25 billion of our fucking money for his fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
I believe it's 300 billion.
well, the last one I saw just
Three-
earlier today, I had heard about the 300 billion. The one I just saw just now said 25 billion. So maybe he's making installments to equal the whole 300 billion. So will Iran, because now the Strait of Hormuz is completely freaking closed. Completely. They're not letting anybody else in. Will they reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, I think as the announcement today that they have a deal is just bullshit for his birthday to make him happy on his birthday, and then tomorrow they'll be backpedaling.
Because he's been talking about deals since it began, and we're about to win, and it's about to be over again now. No.
Listen, you know that how we're in the fucking upside down? Erdogan, the dictator, was up there lecturing the world on what a fucking madman Bibi Netanyahu is, and how the entire West and all of the NATO countries are allowing that man to commit genocide. I was like, and that's coming from the mouth of a fucking corrupt dictator. Like, that's bad. You know?
I'm going to go with no. 4 of Cups and the 5 of Swords, last 2 cards, no. Because it's just kind of what you have to deal with right now.
It's all about money. It's all about the grift. It's all about the money and where the money comes from. And the money comes from people overseas quite a bit, different countries. Trying to manipulate people's emotions. The fighting continues. It's not clear when this is going to change. Eventually, they'll secure the strait and get things moving again, but it's not clear when. Is what I'm getting. Hey, Braxy, what do you think?
Braxy said no. House, child, coffin, no. Not happening. Right, Beebs? Right? You said no? Can we ask, what does Braxy think of Trump? She looks very angry. Look at her.
That house, child, coffin keeps reminding me of how, is Don Jr. or somebody in the family going to croak?
Yeah. So what does Braxy, what do you think of Trump? I'll let you pick the cards too.
Braxy, you focus on the question.
Okay, answer the question, Beeb. What do you think of Trump?
Tapping into little Braxy's mind. What does she think of Trump?
I don't have my dog cards.
What do you think of Trump, Beebs? I know, he's smelly, huh? He smells like shit. You can smell him all the way over here. He's a bad person. Okay, Beebs, you got to pick the cards. Okay, you want this one? Okay, hold on. You're going too fast. Okay. You want this one? Okay.
So she thinks he's a loser right off the bat, and that he's messing with the economy too much and making it erratic. So like all her favorite treats are getting everything she loves is getting too expensive.
You're going to laugh at this one.
He's manipulating what she loves. But ultimately she thinks he's a loser.
Braxy, you did so good. You did so good. What'd you get, Johnny?
I'm going to pull an Oracle card.
I
Not
got
Oracle.
these.
Rune card.
I got the mice, the man, the whip, the dog, the mountain. Those are the cards that Braxy pulled. So she thinks that he is chronically corrupt and a chronic thief and an abuser that physically abuses people and sexually abuses people, and she wants nothing to do with him. Keep me far, far away, Mommy. Keep me far away. He's not my friend. He's not nice. Good girl, Beebs. Good girl. Good girl, BBs.
Making
Look at all
your
the cards.
puppuccinos too expensive, Braxy.
Say, puppuccinos are free, but I don't like him. Those are the cards that Braxy pulled right here. Look at that. Look, there's little Braxy right there. Spot on, Braxy. You're so good. You're such a good little psychic puppy.
I got danger.
Oh, and may I please? She thinks he has fleas.
He is a flea and a tick.
You think he has fleas, BBs? You think?
I would bet he's got some worms and everything else with those sharks.
Braxy think he has fleas. Sorry, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, I went.
What did you get? What did you get?
He's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her. Look at this. Look at this face. How can you? You did so good. You did so good. You said that he's mean and he's corrupt and he's a thief and abusive and he has bugs. You're such a good girl. He's got fleas.
He's got fleas. I don't want
Which
near
is-
him. I've had my flea baths.
You know? Braxy's like, I'm on medication for flea and tick. I don't want to be near that man. So, okay, can I have my arm back, baby? Thank you. Thank you. So, all righty. So you were saying, Jenny, that you think that after his birthday, they're going to do what to him?
I think after his birthday, he's going to have an episode where he's gone for a longer time, and they'll take advantage of that to take over. J.D. Vance and his minions.
Can we read on that? Give me a second.
Oh, Ro, back up.
You guys go ahead. I'm trying to fix this situation over here.
Camera.
If you did, you would have to play that very carefully because the Dude Cast Bros and the conspiracy machine would say you tried to kill Donald Trump so you can be in power, basically. Because there's the Seven of Swords, the scheme and the lie and all that kind of stuff. And then there is the King of Swords. So it's like you tried to take him out, our fearless leader, blah, blah, blah.
Interesting, the Mad Hatter card there.
And Peter Pan with the Six of Cups there too. So they would come out and be all over that. There's the Emperor.
You are so right. I'm getting the same thing. Like, extreme emotional judgment on this. If you tried to move him out and change, um, those that are still loyal to him wouldn't accept that. Now, you got to remember that's a small majority of the public these days. Vance moving in, they would look at it as he stole an election, basically. Like you stole the seat. So we've always gotten they don't like Vance, right? They don't like Vance. They don't like his wife either. So they would look at it as you're stealing it. So how they message it, it would be very, very important if they change who's in power. How they message it would definitely have to be well thought out, because these people run a loop in their head. Everything's a conspiracy,
Oh, thank you for clarifying. They're saying that the U.S. has agreed to unfreeze the $25 billion to Iran. So I'm going to piggyback off of what you guys just asked. When that man is dead and gone,
that man
person, yeah, that song that was written for Hitler, how funny it applies now. So when he's dead and gone, and there's a new person in charge, what is it going to be like? Because the damage that he's done economically, but also in regards to our allies and all that stuff is beyond something that can be turned around overnight. How is that going to be when a new person comes in, when he's dead?
Or taken out of power, isolated.
Mm-hmm.
President of petulance. How will it be once he's gone?
What is this? I don't know what show that's from. It's interesting image.
Between a rock and a hard place. 2 mountains behind him and a dead person on the ground.
Okay.
What came to my mind? That's a moon card.
Uh-huh. This is from a TV show. I don't know what TV show that is, though.
Thank you, moon stars.
Stagnant. They're getting some things through certain places in the country, but they're having problems doing it nationally altogether. And it's probably because they don't have a big majority at the time or something like that. But the last 2 cards are the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. So it's like you are close to getting things done, but you are weighed down by a whole bunch of things. But there is the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. So they can still get some things done. It's just not as much as they want. Word of Warning, 7 of Swords, and the Temperance. They're still sort of hindered by the scheme of it all and the things that they want to do, and they can't find the support in Washington. They have to do it on a smaller scale, which is more dangerous, because if they take over your town halls and your local government, it controls a whole bunch of other things too. So, but they're stuck, is what I get. Stuck and stagnant.
It's slow to change is what I'm getting. Don't be naive. You've manipulated your government, so the healing is going to be slow and a little unbalanced, and what they don't trust us, so moving on, from the lies is going to take a while, because there've been too many lies out there. The partnerships have been destroyed. It's going to be slow and steady for America to return on a global stage. And the other thing that I'm getting is when he's gone, um, there's going to be a lot of whistleblowers burdening and making anxious, the whole justice system and everything. Like all these things that he's manipulated are going to come out even under Vance. So it's not going to be a quick fix.
When that man is dead and gone, it's going to be very difficult to go in a different direction and navigate out of this. With what Johnie was saying, stagnant, because you have the coffin here, which is death and endings, and then the anchor here, which kind of makes it permanent. It's a permanence to it. With that said, there's going to be a report or an email or some sort of something that's going to be a bombshell in regards to a woman that passed. Because it's letter, stars, woman, coffin, and then anchor. Okay? Now, this could be, I don't know who this woman is, but she's not with us because the coffin is here. But this woman may have written something that kind of blew up. So I don't know if this is that one of the Jeffrey Epstein people.
Virginia Giuffre, that wrote the book.
It's not a book, it's a letter. Do you see what I'm saying? That could be coming back up. Also, because I can't tell who this is, there may be something that is paperwork and servers that are in a coffin of a woman.
Oh, Ivana.
Do you see what I'm saying? So us finding our way forward and getting out of this mess, that's going to be difficult. But this comes up, whether it's Virginia Giuffre or something happens,
or both,
or it could be both, because this is servers. And then results in a server with a woman that's in a coffin. So the shit that they took out from the cyber ninjas or whatever, I bet you half of that shit is in her coffin, thinking that it was never going to get out. So there might be some sort of subpoena or investigation that gives them cause to go see what's in there, or something that's said in a hearing. I don't know, but expect that it's not going to happen soon. It's going to take a while because the coffin. So that's
because anchor.
At minimum a year after he's gone before that comes up. So I'm just saying. And once that is discovered, that might be able to help us out of this mess, because then you'll be able to see the extent of his criminality, and the reason that we're in the situation that we're in is because this man, because of institutional failures and cowardice from the son of a bitch that's in the hospital right now, and Merrick Garland, to hold this motherfucker to account, we're in the mess that we're in. So just keep that in mind.
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Dems are back in power, whether they have the White House or just the House and the Senate, who's going to be the first person in the Trump administration to get indicted?
Who will be the first person in the Trump administration to get indicted?
That includes his advisors, like his Jared Kushner's and all the little advisors and everybody. Who's going to be the first person to be indicted? His name is the little acting AG. The whole DOJ is getting their ass handed to them in a handbag.
You know who I want to see behind bars in a maximum security prison that is full of minorities? Because there's one thing this country loves, is imprisoning and jailing minorities. and tattoo a huge swastika to his head? Stephen Miller. Stephen effing Miller.
Thank you very truly yours. Hello, Bella. Who's going to be the first person indicted in the Trump administration?
Lily White, conservative, religious, dogmatic, very, whoever that would describe. He also has business interest in the skin trade. I'll say it that way. There is also like rapid movement. So he's somewhere in like shipping things from here and there. Not people though, but other things. There's some sort of shipping thing around them too, to where they may control some sort of port or business or something like that.
Or a rocket?
Yeah, that too. Because it could be propelling an extremely fast vehicle type of thing. So, and that is part of his business too. His religious thing though is odd, so it's not, traditional. But as far as names, I have no idea. But he's a trafficker of many things, and has a weird religion thing going on.
I'm going to say it's Elon.
Yep, that's what I'm getting.
I'm getting, whistleblower on someone who, probably is involved in some kind of like transportation, like rockets or something. Talks a big talk, messed around with the election, has tried to block courts, from getting involved with him. And I know he's got lawsuits overseas, international lawsuits. But he's going to be put in defense mode here in America. So I'm going to say it's Elon.
I'm going to say it's Elon too. Access to secrets and classified information. Remember what Doge did? They took everybody's social security shit and fucking ran with it and started giving it to a bunch of people. So someone that had access to classified information that is famous and perhaps has satellites, because the moon is a satellite, and has achieved that his achievement is he's a big financial person and an executive. I'm going to go with Elon Musk. I'm going to go simply because of this right here.
Yeah.
All the shit, and I hope his little clan of morons, all those little Doge kids that went and stuck their fingers where it shouldn't have been, who didn't have congressional approval, who did not have the security clearances or anything to do what they did. And you want to sit here and lecture me about fraud, waste, and abuse when you had Doge running rampant all over the place with no oversight? Yeah, I get Elon Musk on that one.
Yeah, because he's probably passed along all that info to Peter Thiel too, but I think it's because I was getting the rocket thing. It's like it's Elon.
Yeah. Donald Trump has given permission for Palantir to basically have all our information or something like that.
Yep. So going off of that with the Palantir situation, we're seeing a huge pushback from citizens on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans. Republicans are finally starting to get it because their governors and their elected officials at the state level are just bypassing what they have to say and sticking data centers everywhere. So their water's being polluted. Did you see that AOC went to all these states where there were data centers?
Yeah.
And she was looking at the houses, and these people are pissed because now they can't sell their house and their water is bad. And this one lady had cracks all over her house because of all the bombing that they're doing to open up the grounds to have data centers in, and she just bought that
Who's going to
house.
buy your house when they're building a data center by it and everybody knows how
Exactly.
good they are?
And these data centers are being put in areas where there's already infrastructure, and then they're not paying the bill. They're passing it off to the taxpayers, So we're seeing a lot of pushback from Republicans now because it's affecting them. They wouldn't care if it was in the black neighborhood in their backyard. They wouldn't give a shit. But because they're being affected, now they got a problem. And the surveillance state and AI and all this stuff, when they're starting to realize, they told me immigrants were taking my job. Actually, it's the AI, because I think it was FedEx or UPS. I can't remember which one, that is coming out with the self-driving truck now. The self-driving truck. So now they don't have to pay truck drivers to not go through cities and drop off your packages, not like that, but to transfer it from one state to the next. They're doing that now.
They already have problems with self-driving cars. Sure, let's do it on something bigger like a truck.
Yeah.
And then how's it going to deliver to your doorstep? Right. Okay.
I just said it's not affecting the delivery drivers. It's affecting the drivers that are driving long distances.
Oh, between, like, to the warehouses.
Or transporting, say, from California to Michigan. See what I'm saying? Because now you don't have to pay a driver, you don't have to pay insurance, you don't have to pay any of that. You just buy the vehicle, and now you just got rid of a worker. And now you don't have to pay for time off, because by law they're only allowed to drive for 8 hours. Well, that thing can drive indefinitely,
Well,
So
if there's no driver, it's probably a hybrid or battery operated, vehicle, because they're not going to stop at the gas stations and fill up when they need gas.
Yep. So, and to go along with Palantir and all those, all the surveillance shit that they're doing, and Palantir also gives information for, what is that we were just dynamic pricing, all of it, so will we see significant legislation to stop this rapid advancement of technology?
I always used to say that the immigrants are not stealing your job. The person who gave them the job gave them the job. They didn't steal it. They didn't walk up and see it in your hands and take it from you. If you are mad at somebody, get mad at the white dude who hired the Mexican dude to work on his construction project.
And here's the thing, Johnny. Those immigrants were doing the jobs that you saw were beneath you. Because tell me the last time you saw a white man working the field, breaking his back with no health care and no nothing for a few dollars an hour. So will we see a significant legislation to halt AI advancement?
I'll say yes. This looks more so like a fight on. This is going to draw a line in the sand. This in particular issue, but especially when it comes to politicians everywhere, not just at the state level. There's your legislation, and this would be like a no, basically, with the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. But this is more so a scheme of leaders trying to block it, basically. And what happens is people are now starting to see that this is detrimental to them, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, because you live here too. That's your farm, that's your this, that's your whatever that it's ruining. And so they then have an opinion about it, and that's when the line in the sand is drawn. And then someone else comes along, and then they introduce legislation and things that could get through. It's not sweeping. So I'm not going to say significant, but it is something that does start a process for fine-tuning type of thing, to where you will eventually get something, but you're going to get a bunch of back and forth before because that's how lobbying works.
Yeah. I get changing things Trump has done. Protection, swinging it back the other way. Um, there's a lot of secret money behind this, so the lobbyists, there'll be some action taken maybe to try to reel the lobbyists in a little bit on this, and constricting the transportation also, but also restricting the growth. So things that were secured will be revisited. So contracts will probably end
Yeah.
up getting canceled.
I get that there's going to be a couple of targets, specifically 2 men, but we're going to first see a bunch of hearings because the birds are here. A bunch of hearings. And then a man. So I don't know who this man is. I don't know if this is somebody like the Speaker of the House, or a speaker at a local level, or a councilman, or something. But you're going to see a lot of hearings and a lot of testimonies and interviews with people. So there could be a man here that's raising the awareness and bringing that conversation to the forefront. So I don't know if this is a Bernie Sanders or a Graham Plattner, or I don't know. I can't give you a name.
A committee. Yeah.
Somebody on a committee, but it's somebody asking questions and interviewing and speaking about how it's dangerous. This is danger, an accident, a rupture, something that happens very quickly, explosive,
With the type of the man, could he be somebody like a farmer, just someone just not significant, but someone who just makes a really great point that carries?
It could be a very sharp man. These two. Quick-witted, sharp, on point, dangerous man, somebody that could be viewed as dangerous. So again, I don't know why I keep saying Graham Plattner or what's his face, Bernie Sanders, that I love. But this,
or even a Tallarico, because he's got a lot of data centers in Texas.
Mm-hmm. He's putting that conversation front and center. So I would expect hearings and more, trying to vocalize to bring more awareness. Because unless you're one of these people that have it directly in your backyard, you're not going to know. I mean, think about it. Most Americans go about their lives and don't even know what the hell's going on because they're busy trying to work, make a dime, pay the bills, or just, they just don't care. They're not plugged in until it shows up in your backyard.
Electric bill, until their electric bill goes up.
Until you get your electric bill and it's $2,500 and you're going, what the fuck? And then you call your power company and they're like, oh yeah, that's because of the data center. You know what I mean?
Your water turns brown.
Or you end up with cracks in your house because they were detonating the land to make room for, for the new data centers. So since we're running short on time, I would like to end it with a super, super, super petty question. And feel free to ask any petty questions you want if you guys can think of any. But I want to know, since today is Donald J. for Genius Trump's birthday.
Donald Trump.
And apparently, I don't know. I don't have the news. Did it rain on his parade, or is it still going?
I think it's still going.
It's still going?
Mm-hmm.
I
bet you he wasn't even awake to watch it. This man
slept through the Knicks game, didn't he?
Yeah, he stuffed
the only game the Knicks lost was the one that Trump attended.
Mm-hmm. He stuffed his face and then fell asleep.
Congratulations to the Knicks, by the way.
Uh-huh. So, I want to know, which is a petty question, and it's kind of gross. How many times did he shit himself today?
On his birthday.
On his birthday. And he sits in that filth. We've seen it. When he pooped his pants and got out of the car and was looking around, you can hear him sharting on himself. Like any sane person would go to the bathroom and clean themselves up. No, he got back in the car and sat in it.
I love how every time he does it, you see all his aides back up away from him.
Uh-huh.
It's like,
I get he shit himself twice. He shit himself twice.
Isolation on the bottom. Loser Trump. That's a 5 card.
You got 5? He shit himself 5 times? Okay, final question. Somebody got arrested the other day because they were trying to put 8647 on the White House lawn. I mean, why not? You had you had motocross out there. You having cage fights in the front lawn. You destroyed the West Wing. The swimming pool is full of freaking algae. So why not? You know,
somebody's talking about in the chat. Did you see the videos where Knicks fans were smudging Madison Square Gardens after Trump was there with sage?
Oh my God!
Apparently it worked because they went on to win.
Did you also see that when they took his name off the Kennedy Center, he put up like barriers, the tarp to cover it up. Like, are you just going to leave it there indefinitely?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to see it without his name on it. It's like, dude,
until the end of time. Like we didn't, and PBS was live streaming it, dude. PBS was live streaming them taking his name
MSNBC
down.
Was too. It's like when people show up in droves and are applauding and screaming and yelling because your name's coming down, dude. You got a popularity problem.
And then to put up tarps or whatever, as if we don't know that didn't happen. You know, like, God, this man, I swear to God, there's 3-year-olds that are more clever than he is. You know, like, so I'm going to ask, does he think it will work? Covering up that his name got taken down.
Emperor 4 of Pentacles, whatever soothes the ego, it's like a self-soothing type of thing. He's paranoid that people are starting to figure out the Emperor has no clothes. And so the walls are closing in.
I saw the double rainbow outside the Kennedy Center as they were removing his name.
I get that he was not happy about it. He's pretty depressed about it. And he was trying to be memorialized. And I'll tell you what, John Ossoff said it best. The reason that he's putting his name everywhere and wants his face on the bill and all this other stuff is because he knows he will not be remembered when he's gone because he's a disgrace and something else. Ossoff said it best. He said it best. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it the best. That's why he's putting his name everywhere. So no, he won't be able to cover it up forever. He doesn't think it'll work, but he was pretty upset about it.
He's trying to hang on to it. Very emotional, very moody. He's got to give up eventually. Somebody keeps telling him that America loves him, and it's like, I think deep in his heart he knows it's not true. I mean, all he's got to do is watch Twitter for 5 minutes, and he'll see how
somebody is telling him it's that girl that he had paid when he was a private citizen to follow him around, telling him all the wonderful things
with the praise book.
Yeah, that the bots were saying. Okay, one final question. When that man is dead and gone, what will his funeral be like? I say they do him just like they did freaking Ivana. But we'll see. What will his funeral be like?
The first thing that popped in my mind was, I'm every woman and I don't know why. There's probably a phrase in there somewhere I need to know.
Or a lot of women celebrating.
What will his funeral be like?
a change for strength and love and unity. A lot of people turning their back on the traitorous person. So I don't think he's going to have a lot of attendees.
Okay, so you'll have to go and be there, ramp up the Secret Service or the whoever, because something's wrong with the procession part or the moving of the body part, because Seven of Cups and the chariot part.
Please tell me he has a squeaky hearse, a squeaky wheeled hearse like the squeaky tank.
There's some, I don't know, maybe it's just split attention, because again with the women, they're having their own little parade or something like that, because there's a couple women here and then they're having a parade of some kind. So maybe like on his birthday there's a march, and on his funeral there will be another march.
Huh. Hey Mom, how are you? You know what I get? Even in death, it'll be a chance to get another grift.
Mm-hmm.
Significant fraud achieved, widespread business. So even in death, it's going to be another grift, another
Probably
fraud.
selling plot dirt.
Selling pieces of his hair, selling pieces of his suit, selling pieces of his shoes, selling commemorative coins. I don't know, but I get that it's going to be another significant grift, you know. So his funeral, you know, pay us $500 for a ticket, you know what I mean? Like it's just, it's another fiasco. But that's all we got. Thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. That's all we got. Next week we'll be on Johnny's channel. Wait, I'm trying to point at you, I can't. Wait, over there. We'll be on Johnny's channel next week. Jennie stepped out for a minute, so I'm sure she says good night. And we'll,
Good
oh,
night.
there you are.
You know how when you pee and empty your bladder, then everything from your kidneys drops down? So I just had to pee twice in a row. Sorry about that. Too much information.
No, I mean it happens.
Yeah.
As we age, it's like, what the hell, you know? But
Usually I can
anyways,
make it to the end, but sometimes it's like, yeah, no, we're not making it.
so that's all we got tonight. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you everybody for all the super chats and all that stuff. And we will see you on Johnny's next week. You all take care. Pay that Etsy witch to curse that son of a bitch. Get your voodoo dolls, punch it, smash it, burn it, run it over, whatever makes you feel good. It's good for your mental health. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
When that man is sitting down.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.